Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Cops hospitalized following St. Elizabeth crash. 2 policemen have been hospitalized following a crash in Black River, St. Elizabeth on Thursday morning. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police Superintendent Dwight Daly told the local municipality that one of the officers is in critical condition. Reporters understand that the officers, who are both constables, were traveling to work sometime Thursday morning when the private motor vehicle they were traveling in crashed on Central Road in Black River. It is unclear if the motor car was the only vehicle involved in the crash. A police source said the constable, who is in critical condition, has been transferred to Mandeville Regional Hospital. Another alert activated for a missing 16-year-old. And another alert has been activated for a 16-year-old Councillor Wilson of Whitehall Avenue, Kingston 8, who has been missing since Friday, July 8. According to the Jamaica Constable Forces Communications Unit, Wilson is of dark complexion, slim build, and about 152 centimeters tall. Reports from the Constant Spring Police are that the teen was last seen on Berkeley in Kingston 8 at about 5 p.m. She was wearing a white blouse and black jeans. She has not been heard from since. Anyone with the whereabouts of Councillor Wilson is being asked to contact the Constant Spring Police at 876-924-1421, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Councillor says she has been cleared of defrauding CMU. Kimbron Lawrence, counsel for the Brownstown Division, says the Integrity Commission had cleared her of the fraud and corruption charges in relation to the Caribbean Maritime University CMU scandal. Brown Lawrence made the disclosure at the monthly sitting of the St. Anne Municipal Corporation meeting on Thursday. "I want it to be known that I was cleared by the Integrity Commission," she said. The council was arrested and charged in October 2019 during an early morning raid of her house. It has been alleged that Brown Lawrence received and used CMU funds to fix roads in her constituency. Also charged were CMU President Professor Fitzpinnock, former Education Minister Will Reid, Reid's wife Sharon, and their daughter Sharelle. July 31 funeral for a family of 5 killed in Clarendon. The funeral for the 5 family members who were found with their throats slashed in their house in Clarendon will be held on July 31st at the Stuart Hall Auditorium at Clarendon College. 31-year-old Kimisha Wright and her 4 children were discovered in their home in the New Road community on June 21. The killing sparked a massive national outrage. Deputy Superintendent of Police Owen Brown gave an update on the arrangements in a report to the Clarendon Interagency Network, a group of state agencies, on Wednesday. He said the grave digging will take place on July 20. "It is something that we are taking very seriously. We expect that there is going to be a huge crowd, but we will be out in our numbers at least to ensure that things run smoothly," Brown stated. The wake is scheduled for July 29. The government said it would assist with the funeral expenses. The victim's cousin, 23-year-old Russian Barnett, is charged with the murders. The state is seeking the death penalty. Relatives of male killed in crash mourn, wants answers. Kimani Cornish was always wary of motorbikes, but he got on one to attend his cousin's birthday party. It turns out he had good reason to be wary. The 18-year-old and his 27-year-old cousin, Amefika Spence, died in a crash in the early hours on Tuesday on Bay Road in Little London. He never liked bike, but Ame never birthday, so them left after them ago, said his distraught mother Peggy Martin. She thought her son would be traveling with his older brother in a car, so she was shocked to get the news within 30 minutes after he left home that he died in a motorcycle crash. "I've my favorite little one," she said of her child whose birthday the family celebrated last week. "He had been looking forward to spending the summer overseas. I yesterday me carry him go travel agency, we look bout him, cause him to go away. When him uncle over there, I take him up for the holiday," said his mother. The feelings of grief are just as intense for Hassani Stens, who is plagued by the image of her younger brother, Amekifika, mangled body. He was traveling in a car behind the bike and saw the crash, she said. "Me jump out of the car before it stopped and run down, and when me see my brother, I couldn't believe," the distraught man said as he fought to hold back tears. "The whole of him neck chop off. Me just a look on him dead, basically," he recalled. They had plans to go for a swim in a nearby river later in the day on Tuesday, he said. Spence is urging the police to be thorough in their investigation of the crash and ensure that they have correctly identified who was driving the truck at the time of the incident. He and other relatives of the crash victims are adamant that they want anybody found responsible for their death to be held accountable. According to the police, Spence and Cornish were traveling on a motorcycle about 1 a.m. on Tuesday when he collided with the back of a white Ford truck. Alarming crime surge on southern Manchester St. Elizabeth border. Political leaders in southern Manchester and southeastern St. Elizabeth say they are alarmed at the pace of crimes in communities bordering the south central parishes. Councillor Leighton Simit, People's National Party PNP Marysville Division, Councillor Sitani Holness, Jamaica Labour Party JLP Junction Division, Member of Parliament for Manchester Southern Robert Chain, and educator Omar Robinson, who is aspiring to represent the People's National Party in Alligator Division, says criminals have been driving fear into residents over the last 2 weeks. The latest incident in Manchester resulted in a businessman being hospitalized after he was shot at his establishment in New Forest on Monday night by 2 gunmen traveling on a motorcycle in what reports suggest was an attempted robbery. In St. Elizabeth, residents of Stevens Run woke up to find Tyrone Morgan, 31, with a gunshot wound to his head close to the entrance of his spouse's home in the area on Tuesday morning. The surge in crime in traditionally low-crime communities is occurring even as there is an imminent change in the police leadership in St. Elizabeth and Manchester. Head of the Manchester Police Division Superintendent Lord Darby is moving to Portland and will be replaced by Superintendent Shane McCullough for the National Police College of Jamaica. Portland's top cop, Superintendent Kenneth Shane, will now take charge of St. Elizabeth as Superintendent Dwight Daly moves from the Breadbasket Parish to the Criminal Investigations Branch, CIB. The new assignments become effective on July 25th. Simit said the situation in the Marysville Division and beyond is getting worse and has forced some business owners to close their doors early. Too much is happening right now, and I keep on saying, is that the southern part of St. Elizabeth is getting out of control with robberies, break-ins, shootings, and murder. There must be a stop to it. You can't be comfortable anymore again. This part used to be quiet where people want to come and enjoy themselves and live, but now it is not happening. The bars are closing up very early now, he said on Tuesday. Just last week, a lady closed her bar and was going home. She was held up and robbed of more than $300,000. If it continues like this soon and very soon, many of us can't leave our house. This is how serious it is, he added. Councillor Holness said it is a worrying trend and blamed landlords who do not do background checks on tenants for welcoming strangers into communities near the Manchester-St. Elizabeth border. I am calling on the people of the different communities to be mindful of their surroundings and to be mindful of the strangers because it is the same people in our community that are putting up with strangers. A lot of our residents who own apartment buildings and houses are renting these strangers. The landlords don't ask this question, where these people work as long as they're getting their rent for their apartment building or houses, said Holness. He said residents have become too friendly to strangers in their communities. We are too facilitative and we are, in the interim, facilitating criminals, and these criminals are now turning on us. Everybody on the southern side is now running for cover. Everybody is now talking about it. It is we, the citizens of the different communities, that have created this scenario, said Holness. He called on the police to do what is necessary to capture the perpetrators of crimes and implore residents to share information and evidence of criminal activities with officers. Chin said the crime is getting out of hand following a spate of incidents in southern Manchester. It is really sad what is happening. What I notice happening is that you have a migration of criminals into Manchester. I realize that they are doing it and they are prevalent on the borders. I need citizens to be aware of new people that are coming into their areas, he said. He joined Holness' call for residents to unite and get rid of criminals into their communities. He added that the police need to come up with new tactics to pursue criminals who study the police mobilization and resource constraints. I am calling on the police to change how they operate because the Alligator Pan, Junction, and Nain police stations may have one vehicle each, but when the criminals are aware that the vehicle at the station, they know how soon the police can respond, he said. Criminals know they have a lot of time before a marked police vehicle can get into the area where they are having these criminal activities, he said. while calling for there to be more unmarked vehicles patrolled by the police. When criminals go on robbery spree, you know that if you don't catch them, they are going to try it again, said Jane. Robertson said the fear residents have has left communities tense. We really need to hear from the officials at the highest level. We need them to come and let the people hear what they want us to do and how to alleviate all the fears that we're having, he said. People are so pensive right now in terms of when to be out, and even if you are in your household, you're feeling scared by the whole space of activities in the Alligator Pan Division, he said. He pointed to crimes being committed in communities bordering the Alligator Pan Division. When you look at it, just 2 days ago Saturday, there was another shooting in Common Pen. A man was shot in his neck after they tried to rob him another place. So where next? Who next? Those are the type of questions the residents are asking, and we need some answers, he said. Up to this time, we haven't seen anything from an authority or any official to say, these are the plans that we're going to put in place for people to really feel safe again, he added. Earlier this month, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson said there are some police recruits who will be graduating soon and declare his intention to utilize them in shoring up divisions such as St. Elizabeth and Manchester that are seeing an upsurge in crime. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.